Welcome to Drunk Bible Study. This show's mission is to read every single word of the greatest story ever told. A warning to our listeners, the hosts of this show are sinners, but they're doing their best. There will be drinking and there may be some swears. They did say they'd try to keep it clean, but I wouldn't put my money on it.
I'm Emily, and this is Drunk Bible Study, where my good friends Dedeker and Jace teach me, a born and raised atheist, all about the Bible. So, Jace and Dedeker, you're looking very, in warm clothes because it's apparently cold where you are, and I'm really, really hot. Ugh. I'm sweating.
Yeah, it's funny how geography works in that way.
You're so north, such northerners.
I'm actually kind of distracted. For some reason, I decided to put on this frosty lip balm that's been sitting in my toiletry bag for years because I thought maybe let's try to pretend it's 2003 just for a minute. And God, in the early 2000s, we loved frosty things, didn't we? We loved frost.
Oh, yeah.
Frosted
It was
tips.
so hot.
Yeah.
Frosted eyeshadow, frosted lipstick. We love that frost.
Yeah.
And I have to say,
your look, though. It looks
it does match my look.
Yeah.
I don't know if I love this look. I don't know if I'm ready to be back in 2003.
I like it.
When I was still in high school, but...
Well, I think you're looking lovely.
Oh, thank you.
As are you, Jace.
Oh,
how are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm doing well. This was a short week when we're recording this because tomorrow is Good Friday, which means that this episode is going to come out just after we all did Easter.
Yeah.
I mean, on this show, we don't really know what those holidays are about because we haven't gotten to the New Testament yet.
It's true.
But I hear there's something that happens on those days.
Yeah. How does one do Easter these days?
I'm going to be doing Easter by serving a bunch of people vegan food.
Great.
It's a big day for the vegan community, or just, I'm assuming just for the restaurants in general. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be busy.
Well, I imagine Easter brunch is a big day. Why is it a big day for the vegan community specifically?
It's not. I'm kidding. I'm just saying, it's a big day for restaurants and anyone who wants to come.
I don't know. An egg-based holiday, maybe not great for vegans.
You're right. We love bunnies and
bunnies
small,
are great.
Cute things. Yeah, that'll
bunnies
be cool.
and chickies, those are great.
Yeah, but not Peeps. No, they're not vegan.
Are Peeps not vegan?
I doubt it, but it's not really. It's made of all synthetic materials, so maybe it's totally vegan. Who knows?
Pure plastic.
Exactly.
Straight down the gob.
That's a good point.
That's what makes it so delicious.
No, apparently they're not vegan.
See, there you
Dang.
go.
Wow. Dang.
Come on,
Not gonna
Peeps.
be eating those.
Come on, you can do better.
Get it together, Peeps.
I don't think they can. I don't think they
DBS is calling you out, Peeps. It's time for some accountability
Oh my goodness.
in your plastic production.
Yeah, and I'll just have some carrot cake or something.
Apparently it's the gelatin. The gelatin's the problem.
See?
That'll do it.
There you go.
Classic.
That'll do it.
Boy.
All right, I'm trying to remember what happened last week, and it looks like Andy Serkis was involved in last week's readings. Yep.
Yeah, because y'all tried to cast him, and I had some feelings about that.
Oh, yeah, you were like, no, Andy Serkis can't be whatever inanimate objects we're casting him as. What were we casting him as?
It doesn't matter.
remember.
I'm not ready to have him in the film. Maybe
It's
someday.
fine. Okay.
I'm just not ready quite yet.
All right. And then there was an oil tree, and something hot felt cold. That's all that I remember.
The sweet cane. There was the sweet cane with money also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And we were solidly in Deutero Isaiah as of last week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Sean in the chat said the Island Burger Bar happened.
The Island Burger
All
Bar.
right.
Yeah.
That pipe dream of mine.
Oh, goodness. Yes, indeed.
Remember, Deutero Isaiah at this point, he's much more like a stoned hippie. He's much more transcendental so far compared to Proto Isaiah.
You're really liking that about him, for sure.
Oh, Soup's into it.
Yeah, I feel like he's a lot more readable now than he was for the first third of this book or whatever.
Yeah, he's more understandable. He's more relatable. We've come far with him, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't feel as much like we do an episode and I get to the end and I'm like, I don't know what happened. Instead, it's like, okay, that was some cool sort of transcendental thoughts or
That could be the
whatever.
Stockholm Syndrome speaking. We've been stuck with Isaiah for so long now that we've learned to accept it and really grow to love him, perhaps.
You know,
suppose.
this is way better. This is way better than it was. So at least we've got something going on there.
Yes.
All right. I saw a cup that was huge in your hand earlier, Dedeker. So what are you drinking?
Oh, I'm just having some of that awamori. I think I mentioned it on the show a couple episodes ago, mixed with a cucumber soda.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
It's quite fancy.
How about you, Jace?
I'm having some shochikubai sake mixed with some grapefruit bubbly.
Nice.
Sparkling water. Yeah, it's nice. Just a nice sort of light, refreshing drink. A little different from my usual.
Is that different? It's usually like a sparkling something mixed with like a spirit of some kind.
Saying you need to switch it up, Jace. We're disappointed in you.
I see.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying it's not different than what you usually do.
I mean, I normally pretty much every drink I have on this show is either beer-based or whiskey-based.
All right, fine.
Every now and then gin. So to have something that's sake is it's a change.
Got it.
It's a change.
Yeah, got it.
What about you, Em?
Well, I wanted something very refreshing and cold because I am boiling up here on the second floor of my new apartment in my office, and I can't turn on any sort of air instrument to help me out with this. Those air instruments, because it will impact the recording. So I made a raspberry margarita, a frozen raspberry margarita.
Ooh, beautiful.
Yeah.
So colorful.
Yeah, it is colorful. I really do a lot of red drinks on this show because I love the color. And anyways, it's delightful. Just throw some raspberries in with a bunch of, usual tequila and margarita ingredients and blend it all up. And here we are.
Great.
And here we are.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we ready to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get into it. Today, we're continuing on with Deutero-Isaiah, with Isaiah chapters 44 through 46, and just one psalm today, but we'll get to that at the end. As we get started, we want to remind everyone to read responsibly and drink responsibly.
You can drink along with us, or you can listen while you're in the car.
But please do not do both at the same time. And with that, it's Isaiah 44. Isaiah 44. Yet now hear Jacob. I wanted to try something different there.
it's good. I like
I know
it.
that
I
I
like
always
that,
go
yeah.
like really high, but
I love it.
I was like, screw it, let's try something different here. So, Jacob, my servant, and Israel, who I have chosen. Thus says Yahweh, who made you and formed you from the womb, who will help you. Wait, Yahweh doesn't have a womb.
Well, no,
Maybe
but he formed you like
It's a metaphorical womb.
inside somebody else's womb, probably your mother's.
Got it. Yeah, probably.
Most likely.
I'm assuming.
Most likely.
Yeah.
But yeah, I suppose, Yahweh's doing the forming, though.
There you go. Yeah. So, okay. And formed you from the womb, who will help you. Don't be afraid, Jacob, my servant, and you, Jeshurun, whom I have chosen.
Jeshurun, huh? That's
Yeah, interesting.
new. Maybe not new,
Okay.
but I'm going to write it down anyway.
Is he not new? Yeah, he's talking about him like we need to already know who he is, but maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
I just did a quick search, and it's a poetic name for Israel.
Oh,
So yet another thing to call Israel.
good.
Got it. Okay.
Cool.
Okay.
Cool. New nickname.
Yeah. For I will pour water on him who is thirsty. That doesn't seem like the best way to go about that, helping that out. And streams on the dry ground. I will pour my spirit on your seed and my blessing on your offspring. And they shall spring up among the grass as willows by the watercourses. It's funny that it says, I will pour my spirit on your seed. Like, just to give a little extra oomph
Just-
or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a little can of whoop ass. We're going to open up on that seed.
Yeah.
All right. One shall I say, I am Yahweh's, and another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. And another shall subscribe with his hand to Yahweh and surname himself by the name of Israel.
Okay. All right. Fun.
Do we know what's happening?
Yeah. Well,
Do we understand?
what? Could you read that last verse again?
One shall say, I am Yahweh's, and another shall carry himself by the name of Jacob, and another shall subscribe with his hand to Yahweh and surname himself by the name of Israel. Are we talking about multiple people here? What does the message say?
So the message says, this one will say, I am God's, and another one will go by the name Jacob. That one will write on his hand, God's property. And
What?
Kind of like you did with your high school
Wow.
boyfriend. I love that.
I'm George's property. Ew. Hate it.
even in the NIV, it just says, still others will write on their hand the Lord's, and will take the name Israel. Apparently writing on your hand is
Oh, I say,
a
like,
thing.
like, I am the Lord's property of El Lordo.
That was the
Yeah.
trendy tattoo back then. Kind of like how tribal tattoos were all in 2003, the year that apparently I'm stuck in now.
Apparently. Yeah, it's interesting. So King James says that he shall subscribe with his hand unto the Lord. And then the Jewish Bible says, yet another will write that he belongs to Adonai. So I don't know where the New International and the Message are getting this whole thing about writing it on your hand. This is weird. Maybe we could look into this a little bit.
Great. Write
'Cause
it down.
Yeah, what's up with the hand?
it would not surprise me if there's some,
talk to the hand.
oh, that's good. Like talk to the hand and it says property of Yahweh
God,
on it.
property
Yeah.
of God, yeah. Toads.
That's pretty good.
Property of the rock.
Ooh, I like that. That's
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Okay. Thus says Yahweh, the King of Israel and his Redeemer, Yahweh of hosts, I am the first and I am the last, and besides me there is no God. Who, as I, shall call and shall declare it, and set it in order for me, since I established the ancient people, and the things that are coming, and that shall happen, let them declare. Don't fear, neither be afraid. Haven't I declared to you of old and shown it?
Haven't you?
I'm assuming maybe you did. You are my witnesses. Is there a God beside me? Indeed,
Oh, no.
there is not. I don't know any
We
rock.
don't know any rock. How?
Wait, what? Why is... But I thought you are the rock.
Yeah, isn't
I'm so
he
He
the
is
rock?
the rock. He's having like an existential crisis about himself.
It's like, I don't know who the rock is.
I don't know any rock. Who's this
Or is
rock
the rock saying
I've
that
heard of?
there is no other rock besides him? Like he is.
That's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
He's the alpha and
That
omega
makes
of rocks.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, the message here says, have you ever come across a God, a real God, other than me?
Oh, yeah.
There's no capital R rock like me that I know
Best
of.
casting choice we ever made in our lives.
So, yeah.
I
All
mean,
downhill from here.
There isn't any better choice than that. Like, really, there isn't. Those who fashion an engraved image are all of them vanity, and the things that they delight in shall not profit. And their own witnesses don't see nor know that they may be disappointed. Who has fashioned a god or a molten image that is profitable for nothing? I guess
I guess...
Moses? No, Aaron. That was the guy who did
Aaron
that.
did that. That's true.
Bad boy. Behold, all his fellows shall be disappointed, and the workmen, they are of men. Let them all be gathered together. Let them stand up. They shall fear. They shall be put to shame together. I wonder what that means, like being put to shame. Like, what is that? Like they're gonna die, or they're just gonna
Yeah, maybe just be defeated.
they're gonna
Or-
sit in the shame corner
With
I
the
don't
shame
know.
hat on.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
With the dunce
okay.
hat, the shame hat. The smith makes an axe and works in the coals and fashions it with hammers and works it with his strong arm. Yes, he is hungry and his strength fails. He drinks no water and is faint.
Well, it sounds like a bad working conditions, honestly. Give that man a break.
They need to unionize.
Yes.
Yeah.
these
do it.
These false idol makers need to unionize for sure.
I guess so. The carpenter stretches out a line. He marks it out with a pencil. He shapes it with planes, and he marks it out with the compasses, and shapes it after the figure of a man, according to the beauty of a man, to dwell in a house. He cuts down...
Sorry.
I don't know.
So we're really getting like a DIY crafty YouTube video of here's how you make your own graven image. Draw out the line very carefully.
Yeah.
Measure twice, cut once, as we say, and we're going to shape it and build a little house for it. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. And then God will kill you afterwards. It'll be great. Yeah. He cuts down cedars for himself and takes the cypress and the oak and strengthens for himself one among the trees of the forest. He plants a fir tree and the rain nourishes it. Wait, this is really what that's about? Oh my gosh. Like it's about a DIY, do it yourself
Yeah.
Molten image, boy.
It's weird because he's been talking about all the different people making these false idols, right? And talking about like the blacksmith making it and then being hungry and thirsty. And then the woodworker. But then he like takes this massive step back to like planting the tree that he grows to eventually make this. It's just like, wow, dude, how far back are we going here?
Right. They're also...
He's going real existential.
Well, not even existential, but it's like, oh yeah, and these idol makers, they're also eco-friendly. For every tree they cut down, they're also planting one that the rain nourishes.
It's so nice of them.
Yeah.
They're actually good people. I'm gonna like turn this on its head.
It's a good, sustainable industry, actually, idol making.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it. Then it shall be for a man to burn, and he takes of it and warms himself. Yes, he kindles it and bakes bread. Yes, he makes a god and worships it. He makes it an engraved image and falls down to it. He burns part of it in the fire, and with part of it, he eats flesh. He roasts and is satisfied. Yes, he warms himself and says, aha, I am warm. I have seen the fire.
Hold on. What is this scene he is painting for
I don't know.
us?
I don't know. I don't know what's happening.
I thought he was going in one direction, and now we just got distracted on this little jaunt about this woodcutter who's making himself warm, roasting roasts, and having just a nice little campfire sing along.
Yeah.
So I want to read you the message version of this because it's also just like, what are you talking about? What is the point of all this?
Eugene, what? Okay, yeah, tell us.
So after growing the tree, he says, then it can serve a double purpose. Part he uses as firewood for keeping warm and baking bread. From the other part, he makes a god that he worships, carves it into a god shape, and prays before it. With half, he makes a fire to warm himself and barbecue his supper. He eats his fill and sits back satisfied with his stomach full and his feet warmed by the fire. Ah, this is the life. And he still has half left for a god, made to his personal design, a handy, convenient, no god to worship, whenever so inclined. Whenever the need strikes him, he prays to it. Save me. You're my God.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Sounds great.
Is he making the argument? Is he trying to be a little saucy, like a little salty about how, the same wood that was used to make this god that you worship also barbecued this guy's food and warmed his little toesies? Like, that's silly.
Yeah, maybe.
Unlike me, Yahweh, who requires a lot of intense labor to forge some like molten gold to cover absolutely everything so that you can worship me. I'm not sustainable, and that's how you know I am quality.
But Yahweh is anti making images of him. He's like, you can make the altars and stuff and do your sacrifices in your temples, but like, no photos, please.
Hashtag no photos.
Sure. I mean, it starts to get down to like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other, right? Because like if we're doing all this ritual in front of an altar, in front of the Ark of the Covenant, in these like amazing places that we have built as a structure to like be Yahweh's house, like what's the difference between that and bowing down to a picture of Yahweh?
Nothing. And we bow down to pictures of Yahweh now, right? Or people that are not me do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure someone's dissertation has already been written about this, but yeah, it's a thing. I mean, the whole like, iconography and symbolism. Anyway, I want to know what happens to this lumberjack.
Yeah, okay. The residue of it he makes a god, even his engraved image. He falls down to it and worships and prays to it and says, deliver me, for you are my God. They don't know. Neither do they consider, for he has shut their eyes that they can't see, and their hearts that they can't understand. None calls to mind, neither is there knowledge nor understanding to say, I have burned part of it in the fire. Yes, I have also baked bread on the coals of it. I have roasted flesh and eaten it. And shall I make the residue of it an abomination? Shall I fall down to the stalk of a tree? He feeds on ashes, a deceived heart has turned him aside, and he can't deliver his soul, nor say, is there not a lie in my right hand?
Wow. That's intense.
Remember these things, Jacob and Israel, for you are my servant. I have formed you. You are my servant, Israel. You shall not be forgotten by me.
I see. It's kind of
This is
like,
a cautionary tale.
hey, y'all, I made you. You don't get to make me. I made you. Maybe that's what it's about.
That makes sense.
Like The Rock is cooking, it's me cooking up you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm cooking you up. It's not the other way around. I'm the only cook in the kitchen.
Yes.
I have blotted out as a thick cloud your transgressions, and as a cloud your sins. Return to me, for I have redeemed you. Sing, you heavens, for Yahweh has done it. Shout, you lower parts of the earth. Break forth into singing, you mountains, O forest, and every tree therein. For Yahweh has redeemed Jacob and will glorify himself in Israel. Thus says Yahweh, your Redeemer, and he who formed you from the womb. I am Yahweh, who makes all things, who stretches forth from the heavens alone, who spreads abroad the earth. Who is with me? Who is with me?
Who's with me?
I love that.
Woo!
Okay, I just think it's important to acknowledge here that in our movie version, this will have to be The Rock as Yahweh doing his impression of Jerry Maguire.
Help me, help you.
Right?
Help me, help you. Yeah.
It's all very much Yahweh stuff, you know? But I just love
And
the
then-
idea of The Rock doing his impression of
That's
that,
good.
though.
Okay, wait a minute. So who's Renee Zellweger in that? Is it Jacob? Is it David? David's like, you had me at hello. And that's basically what happens.
I mean, that's kind of true. I think that's more
It's
true of
true.
David than it is of like the whole nation of Israel. I think David was much more smitten at hello
Yeah.
than
Yeah.
Got it.
Israel
yeah.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I mean, this part's all written to Jacob, though, so I could see the argument there as well.
Mm,
Yeah, I don't know.
yeah.
It's a tough call.
I don't know.
Or maybe Jacob is Jan at the office. You know, he's like, thank you, Jan. And then later, Renee Zellweger's David. Okay, sure.
Got
All
it.
right.
Yeah, there
Okay.
you go. Yeah. David is his true love, like,
Yeah.
clearly.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Okay, who is with me? Who frustrates the sign of the liars and makes diviners mad? Who turns wise men backward and makes their knowledge foolish? Who confirms the word of his servant and performs the counsel of his messengers? Who says of Jerusalem, she shall be inhabited, and the cities of Judah, they shall be built, and I will raise up the waste places of it? Who says to the deep, be dry, and I will dry up your rivers? Who says of Miley Cyrus, he is my shepherd and shall perform all my pleasure? I don't know who Cyrus is, but it's capitalized.
Definitely Miley Cyrus. No problems
Yeah,
there.
or Billy Ray, but that's the lesser Cyrus. Let's go with Miley. Love her. And shall perform all my pleasure, even saying of Jerusalem, she shall be built, and of the temple, your foundation shall be laid.
Wow.
That's it.
Wow.
Of this chapter.
Good.
Wow.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, that is great. Speaking of great, Cyrus the Great apparently is the Cyrus that's being talked about here. Maybe in the bonus we could talk a little bit more about Cyrus the Great. That could be fun.
Okay.
Sounds great.
So great. Why don't we do one more before we take a break?
Oh, gosh. Okay. One more, huh?
Yeah, you got this, Dedeker.
All right. One more. Yes. Chapter 45. Chapter 45. Here we go. Thus says Yahweh to his anointed, to Miley Cyrus,
Yes.
whose right hand I have held to subdue
Wow.
nations before him, and I will loose the loins of kings.
Like loose? Like loose?
Loose. Letting them loose. Letting those loins loose. Just flapping about.
Got it.
To open the doors before him, and the gates shall not be shut. I will go before you and make the rough places smooth. I will break in pieces the doors of brass and cut in sunder the bars of iron. And I will give you the treasures of darkness and hidden riches of secret places, that you may know that it is I, Yahweh, who call you by your name, even the God of Israel. It is me, all along. For Jacob, my servant's sake, and Israel, my chosen, I have called you by your name. I have surnamed you,
Like
though
that
you have not
movie.
known me. Yes. I am Yahweh, and there is none else. Besides me, there is no God. I will gird you, though you have not known me. Let me make that clear. Say it again.
Mm.
That they may know from the rising of the sun and from the west that there is none besides me. I am Yahweh, and there is no one else.
Mm.
I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I am Yahweh, who does all these things.
Yeah.
This is very like Maui vibes also. That was basically the whole song, was just like, look at all the cool stuff that I do for you. You're welcome. It's
Yeah.
God, going to go to my grave feeling so proud of myself for
Was it you?
casting choices.
Was it
no,
you
no,
or
no,
was it
but
all of us?
but I will still go to the grave feeling good about it, even though it wasn't necessarily me.
Yeah, I wonder, we should like go back to that episode and listen to it.
Who really gets the credit?
Yeah.
You know, I think we can share it.
Okay.
I think that's all right.
Because
we all, as
we've
fellow
embraced it.
co-producers of this movie, we all had to sign off on
It's true.
it. So, you know.
Yeah, it's true.
Distill, you heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open that it may bring forth salvation, and let it cause righteousness to spring up together. I, Yahweh, have created it. Woe to him who strives with his maker, a potsherd among the potsherds of the earth.
What?
Hoof, hoof, hoof. Rough, low blow. Shall the clay ask him who fashions it, what are you making? Or your work? Or your work? He has no hands? Question mark. He has no hands?
Okay.
Who's this handless person?
Okay.
Woe to him who says to a father, what have you become the father of? Or to a woman, with what do you travail?
Now, can I hit you with the message version of this? Because it is so good. So good. So starting with the pot, the clay, does the clay talk back to the potter? What are you doing? What clumsy fingers?
I was like on The Sopranos. Like, what?
No.
Hold on, it gets
That's
better.
Andy Serkis.
It gets better.
The pot is Andy Serkis.
Any inanimate object that speaks.
There you go. Okay, fine. Well, here's another role for Andy Serkis then, too. This next line. Would a sperm say to a father,
what?
Who gave you permission to use me to make a baby?
No, Eugene, no. No, Eugene, no.
Wait, you really didn't need to go there, Eugene.
Eugene, the Bible.
Why did you go there, Eugene?
Eugene, do you really think the Bible needed the word sperm in it? Specifically, Eugene.
Like, seed is bad enough.
Oh,
and then
really is.
one last.
Like, we get
but
it.
Andy Serkis has a sperm that's all saucy.
Yeah, I love it. Okay, it's a good role for him.
Probably good at that, though.
And the last line of that verse is, or a fetus to a mother, why have you cooped me up in this belly? So these are all.
What is happening?
Yeah.
So I just wrote in our casting list, pot/clay/sperm/fetus is played by Andy Serkis.
Got it.
And
Good.
we're going to keep recording this podcast and look back on that in 6 months' time and be like, what?
What were we talking
What
about?
happened?
What unholy role to be cast Andy Serkis
I'm going to forget
in.
this next week. Are you kidding? Like, yeah. Wow. All right, Dedeker.
Oh, gosh, it's back to me again. Okay, I'm still in
you got
this.
more
Yes.
to do.
Okay, sperms, fetuses, yes. Thus says Yahweh, the Holy One of Israel and his Maker. Ask me of the things that are to come, concerning my sons and concerning the work of my hands. Command you me. I have made the earth and created man on it. I, even my hands, have stretched out the heavens, and all their host have I commanded. I have raised him up in righteousness, and I will make straight all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let my exiles go free,
On rock
not
and
for
roll.
price nor reward, says Yahweh of hosts. Thus says Yahweh, the labor of Egypt. Okay, this is in quotes. Hold on.
Yeah, this is all in quotes. So that kind of ended a section. That ended a
Yahweh
section, and now
sang
you're about
this?
to start a new section of God speaking.
Okay. Through Isaiah? Is that what's happening?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Always.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thus
Okay.
says Yahweh, quote, the labor of Egypt and the merchandise of Ethiopia and the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over to you, and they shall be yours. They shall go after you. In chains they shall come over, and they shall fall down to you. They shall make supplication to you. Surely God is in you, and there is none else. There is no other God.
Oh.
Most assuredly, you are a God who hid yourself, God of Israel, the Savior. This is like some deep fan fiction, some Yahweh fan fiction about himself. They shall be disappointed.
Yeah,
Yes, confounded.
definitely.
All of them. They shall go into confusion together who are makers of idols. But
So
Israel shall be
confused.
saved by Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. You shall not be disappointed, nor confounded, world without end. What? You shall not be disappointed, nor confounded, world without end.
Huh?
That's what it says.
That's
That's
That
that-
was a
that's what it
that was
says.
verse
Sentence.
17 there.
17, yes.
yeah.
Let's see. It says they won't be ashamed. They won't be at loose ends ever. That doesn't make any sense, Eugene.
Nope. None of it makes sense. Okay. For thus says Yahweh, who created the heavens, the God who formed the earth and made it, who established it and didn't create it a waste, who formed it to be inhabited. I am Yahweh, and there is no one else. I have not spoken in secret in a place of the land of darkness. I didn't say to the seed of Jacob, seek you me in vain. I, Yahweh, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right. Assemble yourselves and come. Draw near together, you who have escaped from the nations. They have no knowledge who carry the wood of their engraved image and pray to a God that can't save. Declare you and bring it forth. Yes, let them take counsel together. Who has shown this from ancient time? Who has declared it of old? Haven't I? Yahweh? He's really working himself up into a tizzy here.
I guess. Yeah, why is he talking about himself so much? I mean, I guess he can't help it.
What else is he going to talk about? It's his favorite subject. David's only favorite subject number 2.
I know.
And there is no God else besides me, a just God and a savior. There is no one besides me. Look to me and be you saved, all the ends of the earth, for I am God and there is none else.
It's just funny to me that, like, he's, like, standing, like, on Mount Zion or something, just being like, hey, everyone, it's me. I am the big cojones. Here I am.
Oh, wow.
You mean the big kahuna?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I got the big
cojones is very different.
Yeah, but, like, please love me. Love me. That's all that he cares about.
This is definitely a divorced man or a man after a breakup.
So, like, is this a man after the breakup of Lilith?
No, Beyonce.
I mean,
Lilith was Adam's first wife, and remember, Beyonce/Asherah was Yahweh's wife.
Got it. Well, if Beyonce broke up with me, I mean, I'd probably feel like this too.
It'd be pretty shameful. That's true.
Yeah, that'd be a bummer.
That's true.
Be a real bummer.
Yeah.
You would want to, like, be with someone who is, like, for sure never going to leave you to then go and be so much more successful and cool.
Yikes.
I mean, Beyonce is, like, the pinnacle of everything.
Yeah, I know.
Can't get much better than
Yahweh
that.
knows it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clearly.
That's why he's so torn up about it.
Yeah.
By myself have I sworn. The word is gone forth from my mouth in righteousness and shall not return. That to me every knee shall bow, every tongue shall swear. That's a familiar verse.
Oh yeah.
That's a famous one.
That's a famous, yeah.
Only in Yahweh it is said to me is righteousness and strength. Even to him shall men come, and all those who were incensed against him shall be disappointed. In Yahweh shall all the seed of Israel be justified and shall glory. Whew. Wow.
That was a lot.
I worked myself into a tizzy just reading that.
Yeah.
I'm tired now.
Mine was a lot. This is a lot. Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay. Gosh, that was great.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, everyone who polished off your drinks during that, it is time for a little break before we go on so you can refill your drinks. And before we go on, we want to take a quick break to talk about how you can support this show and help keep it coming to y'all out there for free. And we're back. Okay, continuing on with Isaiah chapter 46. Bel bows down. Okay, new character right off the bat.
Bell?
Who?
Like
Bel.
Beauty and the Beast?
B-E-L.
Bell.
Bel.
Okay.
Just one L.
One L.
Bell with one L.
Bel. I don't know what that means, but okay, here we go.
Cool.
Bel bows down. Nebo stoops.
Are these other gods?
Cousin of Nemo?
Is that what's going on?
Oh, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Oh.
Continuing on, their idols are on the animals and on the cattle. The things that you carried about are made a load, a burden to the weary animal. Yeah, they must be gods. They stoop, they bow down together. They could not deliver the burden, but themselves are gone into captivity.
What is this burden of which they speak?
I thought at first it was just saying, like, they've become luggage, but now it seems like maybe there's a different meaning to burden here. Well, because they're being carried on cows and camels and stuff.
Got it. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, let's see. The message says, the no-god hunks of wood are loaded on mules and have to be hauled off, wearing out the poor mules.
Okay, yeah.
Dead weight, burdens.
I mean, Yahweh is not one to speak of as far as, like, being sympathetic towards animals necessarily.
No, he is not vegan.
Yeah, you can't talk to
He's
me
not
about the poor donkeys.
Listen to me. house of Jacob,
Yes.
and all the remnant of the house of Israel that have been born by me from their birth, that have been carried from the womb, and even to old age I am he, and even to gray hairs I will carry you. I have made, and I will bear. Yes, I will carry, and will deliver.
I doubt it. You're not going to put yourself through that. Come on. God.
Well, I was thinking more like Amazon Prime. He's like, I'll get it to you 2 days.
Yeah.
Tops.
Okay. I like that. That's good. To whom will you liken me and make me equal and compare me that we may be like? Some pour out gold from the bag and weigh silver in the balance. They hire a goldsmith and he makes a god. They fall down. Yes, they worship. They bear it on the shoulder, they carry it and set it in its place, and it stands. From its place it shall not move. Yes, one may cry to it, yet it cannot answer, nor save him out of his troubles. Remember this, and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, you transgressors. Remember the former things of old, for I am God, and there is none else. I am God, and there is none like me.
Gosh.
We know.
Here he goes again. Here he
Good
goes
job,
again. He's getting
Brock.
worked up
Good
again.
job.
Declaring the end from the beginning, and from ancient times things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Calling a ravenous bird from the east.
Whoa. Like
Yeah.
a ravenous
Caw.
bird. Caw.
Okay.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly
good.
like that.
I like how we each do our birds.
Yeah. Calling a ravenous bird from the east, the man of my counsel from a far country. Yes, I have spoken and will also bring it to pass. I have purposed, I will also do it. Listen to me.
Like,
Do what?
Don't,
What is he
don't
doing?
mess with me. I will call this bird right now.
I will
guess
get it
so.
over here. Maybe he's thinking about birds as like velociraptors. You know that kind of bird,
yeah.
like a dinosaur bird,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
like a triceratops,
Uh,
a pterodactyl.
A triceratops feels less threatening to me than a velociraptor.
Yeah, I mean we've all seen the movie.
We've all seen the movie.
We've
we know
all-
triceratops
we've all
don't kill
seen
anybody.
Must go faster.
No one cares.
Must go
Yeah.
faster.
A couple verses left.
Okay.
Listen to me, you stout-hearted who are far from righteousness. I bring near my righteousness. It shall not be far off, and my salvation shall not wait. And I will place salvation in Zion for Israel, my glory. The end.
Well, there's more birds than I was expecting this time around.
One bird.
There's more
Yeah, exactly. More
There's
than I
more
was
God.
expecting.
talking about himself. Like this, all of this was just God, like talking about how awesome he is
There were-
through presumably Isaiah.
I appreciate.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been a while where we've had 3 chapters in a row that stayed on the same theme so consistently.
I did appreciate
You know, that it was very much like Yahweh good, Yahweh me, Yahweh good, also Yahweh me, other idols bad, other gods no good, other gods no gods. That was basically the recurring theme, yeah?
Is it? Do you think that this is going to be a continuation next week? Also, how much longer is this book?
the desperation in Emily's voice. You're not the only one, Emily. We did get someone in the Facebook group, I think earlier this week, who was just like, I can't, Isaiah, I
can't do this anymore.
longer.
I can't.
Oh, God.
You know what? If you're listening to this podcast, then you've strapped in for this long, arduous ride with us. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, you share some kind of principles of masochism like
Exactly.
we do.
Yeah. Jace, where are we at?
Yeah. So, okay, there's 66 chapters, and we just read 46. So we're getting
Okay,
there.
we're over the hump.
He left.
Over the hump.
So here's the interesting part is that, let's see, I'm looking at the sections here. So there's the Proto-Isaiah that we read, which went through chapter 39. Deutero-Isaiah goes from 40 to 55, and then just the last 10 chapters are Trito-Isaiah, or some people
Triceratops
don't
Isaiah.
believe
Yes.
Trito-Isaiah exists.
Triceratops.
What does that
Isaiah.
mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Why don't they believe it? It's like Isaiah became a Triceratops and then wrote this section.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people don't believe in it, but those people, like,
They
just
also
have such...
like believe the earth was flat.
Yes.
You have little faith.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I will say
perfect.
this reading had fewer references to the Islands Burger Bar than I wanted.
Oh, yeah.
Meaning none? Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. That is true. Yeah. That was
I
disappointing.
would like to have that dream come
You know,
true.
after that episode last time, Dedeker and I had a little like weekend getaway up to like a little cabin
really?
by
You didn't
ourselves.
tell me? I was moving.
Oh, yeah. It was great.
We weren't intending to keep it a secret or anything. It was kind of a little bit of a last minute
We just
getaway.
were talking because I was moving.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's lovely. Was it nice?
Oh, yeah.
Was it nice?
It was great. But on the way, we were told that there was this little like grill nearby, like literally the only restaurant in the town is like this little
tiny burger joint.
grill deli burger kind of place. And I'd been thinking about Island's Burger Bar. And so we're like,
Of course.
we should get some takeout.
Kind of
So we got some delicious
yes, it was a delicious
burgers.
burger, but it was kind of the opposite of what I was hoping for the Islands Burger Bar experience, which is like loud, drunk people,
Yeah.
servers.
Where'd y'all go?
Working minimum wage and hating it, like the full experience.
Yeah.
Like no one
Mhm.
has ever heard of a pandemic. Like just that little glimmer of
It was not. It was not
it was
that.
definitely not that.
Okay, that sounds awful. At least people know a pandemic is happening in LA. Kind of. Some people don't.
No, and they
Yeah.
had a sign in the door that said, please wear a mask. But
And people are like,
no, everyone was. Everyone was. It was
Nah.
great.
Oh,
it was
good.
great. But the sign looked like it was made in like
yeah,
the
they somehow made
50s
it
or
look like it had
something,
been there since 1954. I do not know how they did
Which
that,
fit-
but
Cool.
which fit the establishment
Uh-huh.
perfectly. But it was just this like, I love that they were committed enough to their style to be like,
Yep.
this is what we look like, even if we're talking about
well, we
current things.
got a psalm to read to wash all this down.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, just do
Okay.
it.
Are you ready?
Do it. Yeah.
And now it's time for Silly Psalms with DBS, the part of the show where DBS comes out and reads a psalm. Hear, Yahweh, my righteous plea. Give ear to my prayer that doesn't go out of deceitful lips. Let my sentence come out of your presence. Let your eyes look on equity. You have proved my heart. You have visited me in the night.
Oh my!
Oh yeah. Is this by David?
Yes.
Of course. Who else is it by?
Yes.
No one. Not a person besides David. This is Psalm 17, by the way.
17, yes. Psalm 17. You have tried me and found nothing. I have resolved that my mouth shall not disobey.
David!
As for the
I love how David has a moment with God and then he has to write about it. He's like,
yeah.
it's like, I've been thinking about you, God. Let me talk about it.
As for the deeds of men, by the word of your lips, I have kept myself from the ways of the violent. My steps have held fast to your paths. My feet have not slipped. I have called on you, for you will answer me, God. Turn your ear to me. Hear my speech. Show your marvelous loving kindness. You who save those who take refuge by your right hand from their enemies, keep me as the apple of your eye. Hide me under the shadow of your wings. From the wicked who oppress me, my deadly enemies who surround me. They close up their callous hearts. With their mouth they speak proudly. They have now surrounded us in our steps. They set their eyes to cast us down to the earth. He is like a lion that is greedy of his prey, as it were a young lion lurking in secret places.
There's all kinds of levels of some role play and some fan fiction. There's
Oh,
a
for
lot
sure.
going on
Yeah.
here with David.
David and God.
Arise, Yahweh, confront him, cast him down. Deliver my soul from the wicked by your sword. From men by your hand, Yahweh, from men of the world, whose portion is in this life. You fill the belly of your cherished ones. Your sons have plenty, and they store up wealth for their children. As for me, I shall see your face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake.
Oh yeah.
When I awake with seeing your form.
Oh my goodness!
Fiend.
So this is a whole tale. This is a whole arc of like
Ooh.
getting together. My mouth's not going to disappoint. And then, but we're surrounded by the bad guys. Oh, you got to save me like a lion. And then I'm going to wake up all satisfied seeing your form next to me. David, I didn't know. We were so distracted by his romance with Jonathan.
That's true. We didn't know he had such intimate relations with Yahweh.
Can I have like a question here? I'm going to question.
Okay. Go for it.
Because like apparently like sex before marriage is a bad thing, right? In Christianity or something.
In modern day.
But like David's not married to like God, or is he?
Boy.
What a question.
Boy, this is a huge topic. And one that, from my understanding of it, there are a lot of different takes on this, but very likely during a lot of the history of Judaism, that whole sex before marriage thing was not so much a thing, more so for women.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Because patriarchy. Of
course.
But like even
but men
then,
could like do whatevs, David.
I don't know if it was so much a thing. I mean, from everything that I've learned, most likely what we would consider homosexual sex was like not an uncommon thing.
It's like not a big deal.
A lot of the ancient world. Yeah. So, I mean, there's scholars who literally study this for their entire careers. So
yeah.
Maybe that's something to look into. Could be interesting.
I just feel maybe I'm biased now, but again, my impression of history, and I mean all of history, all of world history, is I feel like
Dedeker's going there.
Cultures all over the world have tried to impose some kind of like, hey, you probably shouldn't have sex before you're married, or hey, we need to keep your hymen intact for patriarchal reasons. But it's like the whole human history has all been about how do we skirt those rules and get around that and like have sex secretly, or find some way to be able to have sex. Like, I don't know. I just feel like I see and hear so many examples of that. That maybe implies that perhaps human beings have a hard time being told when they can and can't have sex. Perhaps.
It may be possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow.
Well, that was a lot. I'm looking forward to more like, fan fiction stories by David about himself and God.
Now,
that'll be fun.
Can I?
Yes.
Something I wanted to talk to you about. I told you two a little bit about this, but when I was looking at this psalm before we did this episode, I happened to glance at the Message version.
Oh, yeah. I thought
psalm.
that you were going to do your big old rap battle with yourself. Maybe God.
Well, so, okay. Let me just read you a couple lines from this to help you understand.
So this is the same psalm that we just read.
That same psalm that we just read.
Silly psalm.
It feels to me like Eugene was trying to write something inspired by rap that, if I'm thinking about it, like in the 90s, when like every youth pastor and every like white man who was trying to educate youths thought like,
rap is the way.
Rap is the way. There's lines like this. I'm not trying to get my way in the world's way. I'm trying to get your way, your words' way.
Yeah. Drop
right?
Some
like
bars,
it just...
Eugene.
Exactly. So I just wanted to try this.
Oh.
I just wanted to try this.
I mean, Jace, like your musical prowess.
But Jace, okay, Jace, this cannot be overstated.
But
you are a white man. Just remember that.
Absolutely.
Now, he also went to conservatory, but I don't know.
He was also almost a youth pastor, so perhaps it's appropriate.
True. So all of those things converging. Okay, give it to us.
Yeah. So just imagine I'm your super white youth pastor in the 90s who's trying to really reach out to the kids with this. Okay, here it comes. Go ahead, examine me from the inside out. Surprise me in the middle of the night. You'll find I'm just what I say I am. My words don't run loose. I'm not trying to get my way in the world's way. I'm trying to get your way in the word way. I'm staying on your trail. I'm putting one foot in front of the other. I'm not giving up. I call to you, God, because I'm sure of an answer. So answer, bend your ear. Listen sharp. Paint grace graffiti on the fences. take your frightened children who are running from the neighborhood bullies straight to you. Right? Like that's
Oh
kind
my
of
goodness.
the vibe.
It was like I was back in youth group. No.
There's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, I can see some people in the chat are having a moment about reliving those years, those fateful years for all of us.
Boy, but I could just absolutely.
I didn't go through that, and I went through that, like just in that moment. So
Yes.
here we are.
Yeah. Really, the whole psalm works perfectly with that kind of like 90s electronic drums beat. It fits so
You
well.
picked a good song.
The
You picked a
90s, the
good
best I
song.
can manage is like couplets maybe set to a rap beat, and that's what I got.
Right.
All the stuff that we were finding before was like super lo-fi, like way too like current. And that one
too
one
cool.
was good.
Yeah, I found
that
one that
was
was
not very cool. It was good. It was
Sufficiently
perfect.
not cool.
Yeah. Loved it.
Oh man.
Wow.
It was beautiful. The only thing that would have made it more perfectly 90s is if the rhymes were so much more,
Yeah, I was going to say very couplety.
just like so much more on the nose.
Like, my name
hitting
is
edge beat,
David, and I'm
exactly.
here to say I'm
Yeah.
really into Yahweh in a major way.
Exactly.
Like, yes.
I want
That's
to
peak
be
90s.
there with my
White
mouth.
person rap.
Anyways, yeah.
Can we bring this home? Can we please, before this goes any
Oh, boy.
further?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up.
Let's turn on the music. The other music, please. Okay. So thank you for joining us for Bible study today. If you want even more Drunk Bible Study, including ad-free episodes, early releases, personal toasts on the show, and more, become one of our patrons at patreon.com/drunkbiblestudy. If you enjoy the show, take a moment to subscribe and then write us a nice review on iTunes, letting other people know what you like about it. You can also join fellow listeners in the Drunk Bible Study Fans and Fellowship Facebook group. Find us on Twitter at Drunk Bible Cast, on Instagram at Drunk Bible Study, or send us an email to info@drunkbiblestudy.com. Drunk Bible Study is created and produced by Dedeker Winston, Jace Lindgren, and me, Emily Matlack. Our theme song is Book Club by Josh and Anand from their album Home of the. For more information, visit us at drunkbiblestudy.com.
I made a memory about your dad. He's in a book club. Whoa. He's got a history of skimming past all the pages of ageless confessional.